Hey guys, it's Sasha. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be talking about the books that I read in November. So in November, I read 6 books. I read 3 audiobooks and 3 physical books. And I read a total of 1,688 pages. There was 3 3-star books and 3 4-star books. So nothing too wow, but there was one book that I'll talk about later that I really enjoyed and I can't wait for its sequels. So first of all, I read P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han. This is the second book in the Lara Jean trilogy. And I love this book because, first of all, it brought in John Ambrose McLaren, and I think he's such a sweetheart. So Lara Jean is she's started dating Peter now, like for real. And John Ambrose comes and she's like, oh, who do I like? Peter was being a real dick and like hanging out with Genevieve a lot. And I'm like, why would you do that, Peter? Like, if you say you love Lara Jean, then actually talk to her, okay? This is why you guys like almost broke up. They actually had a plot for this book. So there's a group of 6 friends, and they all used to play tag when they were younger, and they're like, hey, let's do it while we're in our teens. And I really loved it. Thought it was so much better than what happened in the 3rd book, which I will get to in a second. I gave P.S. I Still Love You 3 stars. So the next book I read in November was 1,000 Perfect Notes by C.G. Drews. This book is her debut book. She's an Australian author, and this was set in Australia. And it was different. Like, I'm really glad that someone actually went into abuse, like verbal abuse, and there was actually physical abuse in the book as well. And it was by the mother, which you don't see often at all. And I thought it was really strong of the author to bring that into the book, because everyone's too scared to write that, and she was really brave, and I really commend her for that. I only gave it 4 stars because I really wasn't connecting with the characters. They were in high school. I didn't understand why the main character was doing the things he does, and like, I understand I've never been in that situation and I'm thankful for that, but I just could not relate. I really do recommend this book to people because someone might get something out of it, but it just wasn't for me. The next book I read was The Young Queens by Kenda Blake. This is one of the books out of the 3 Dark Crowns series. It's one of the novellas. So this is when the 3 girls were younger before they got separated. It was nice seeing how they grew up and like how that mistake happened in the book, which you'll find out in book 2 what mistake I am talking about. Could not really care for these characters. Like, I'm still going to finish the series because I'm that invested in it, but I'm not invested in these characters. I think I just want to know who wins so then I can go to sleep at night. So the 3 Dark Crowns series is about these 3 queens. They have to compete against each other for the throne, and so it's like to the death. So they all grow up learning their certain skill to try and kill the other queens. So you've got Mirabella, who is an elementalist, you've got Arsinoe, who is a naturalist, and you've got Catherine, who is a poisoner. Yeah, like, it's got all the good aspects that I love, but I just not loving it. I don't know why. Like, it just hasn't really flicked me over the line, and I'm kind of sad. I read The Oracle Queen in November as well, so that is the other novella out of 3 Dark Crown series, and that book is about the Oracle Queen, who was the last Oracle Queen because something happened with her and they drowned every Oracle Queen since. And I loved the Oracle Queen story so much. I wanted to know what happened afterwards, and I loved it so much more than the main storyline. I gave The Young Queens 3 stars, and I gave the Oracle Queen 4 stars. The next book I actually listened to in November is Always and Forever Lara Jean by Jenny Han. This is the 3rd and final book in the Lara Jean trilogy, and this book really had nothing happen. It's kind of just boring. They graduated, then they went to schoolies, and then her and Peter almost broke up again. It's just like, just leave him. Like, he's trying to hold you back from going to that awesome school. Like, why? Why? I still think John Ambrose McLaren is amazing and she should have ended up with him. I would like a continuation of the story where Lara Jean is in college and she's dumped Peter and she's having the time of her life, or it's 5 years later and Kitty is now 17 and she's living her best life. And I love Kitty. I would love to see her perspective. I would love to see Kitty like get with a girl, because I totally see Kitty like being bisexual and she would be having so much fun. She'd be having a blast. Okay, Jenny Han, you listening? This is what your readers want. Get a Kitty book out, please. And the last book I actually listened to for Tome Topple is Fury Born by Claire Legrand. This book is a high fantasy book. It's about two queens and their different perspectives. One's 1,000 years ago and one's right now. I was quite surprised that I actually ended up loving this book, because at the start I really wasn't keen on it. I don't know if it was a narration or if it was just I didn't really know who the characters were, but in the end I ended up falling in love and I cannot wait for the next book to come out. This was the only book I read for Tome Topple. Kind of failed at that because it wasn't even on one of my TBRs. I did start reading Moon Chosen by PC Cast, but I'm only like 50 pages into it, so did not finish Tome Topple like I wanted to, but I still at least read or listened to one book, and I'm more than happy with that. So those were the 6 books that I read in November. Let me know what you read in November down below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Add me on Goodreads at sashreads and on Bookstagram at sashreads as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye!